Hi, I'm Faye and I'm your secret ballet coach. And today I'm very excited because I am going to be answering a question from one of you. I posted a video a while back about burnout and 5 ways to cope with burning out. And Jamie wrote me an email asking if I could elaborate a little further on the idea of yours versus theirs in goals. So if you're not familiar with that video and you want to watch that first, go ahead and click this link right here. Now, as a quick recap, yours versus theirs goals really comes down to intrinsic goals, which means it's something that means a lot internally to you. An example of this might be that your best friend dreams of becoming a classical ballet dancer in a big company that does classical rep. Your dream might be dancing for some really cool avant-garde, cutting-edge, modern company. But your best friends and your friend is so excited about taking more ballet that you get excited about taking more ballet, and I'm not saying that this is bad, but maybe you end up signing up for way more ballet classes than you intended to, and not actually taking that cool modern class that you wanted to try. And then after about 6 months, you feel so burned out of taking these ballet classes. That's because you took on your friend's goal of the classical ballet instead of going after your own goal of the modern classes. See? Another example might be that your mom really, really wants you to do ballet, and you really, really want to go dance on Broadway, and you want to be in all those big musicals, and you want to dance for Lion King, or Wicked, or Book of Mormon, you name it, that's your dream. But your mom really wants you to do all the ballet that you can and end up dancing for a big name company. So you end up doing what she wants because you want to make her happy, and ballet is good for your technique. Why not? But then a couple years go by and maybe you're just really tired of taking so many ballet classes instead of checking out the musical theater program at your local community college. Right? That's an example because you took on your mom's goal instead of following your own goal. And it's really easy to do, and sometimes we do it without even realizing it. Another example might be that your teacher and your studio really emphasize jazz and tap and musical theater and hip hop and auditioning for the Rockettes and competing in competitions where all of that is the main genre. But your dream is to go dance Giselle someday for a really interesting classical ballet company in the UK. So you might end up taking all these other classes, which, although are great classes, aren't really fulfilling what you want to do. So after a while, you're going to get burned out from doing all of that because it doesn't align with your internal, intrinsic goals. One more goal, which might not be as popular with some studios, but one example of this could be if you want to be a doctor, but you love dancing, and your studio has a really intense rehearsal schedule that is mandatory and you cannot miss or you don't get to do the show. And you keep showing up to every rehearsal and you don't miss any of them, but your grades are really, really struggling and you're losing sleep because you're staying up late trying to study, because at the end of the day, what you want to do is be a doctor. That's something you need to talk to your teacher about. Because if you have a very demanding schedule at your dance studio and you also have a very demanding schedule academically, they might not always be compatible with each other. And that's not to say that if you want to get good grades, you can't also go pro. That is 100% possible. But if one or the other is, at the end of the day, more important to you, it's very important to honor that and to acknowledge that and know that about yourself so that you make decisions from that place, an informed place, about what is the most important to you. And don't worry, you don't have to have it all figured out. At any point, you can always change your mind. You can always go from, hey, I want to go pro, to maybe I want to dance in college, to you know what, I'm going to dance for fun and I'm going to pursue this other career. And vice versa. You might be going, I want to be a vet, and then realizing that you really love dance and you want that to be what you do full time. Well, then I'd say go for it. Just understand the commitment involved with whatever your decision is. Be honest with yourself and with your school and your teachers about those goals. because that's at the end of the day going to make a huge difference in the quality of your training, the quality of your recovery, how much you are able to give of yourself towards that goal. And you don't want to be in denial or not totally honest with yourself or taking on somebody else's idea of what's the right thing to do in that moment, because at the end of the day, that is going to lead you to be incredibly unhappy, unfulfilled, and most likely lead to burnout. So those are some extra thoughts about the specifics of what it can look like about your goals and their goals and what that means on a day-to-day basis. Do you guys have any experience with that? If you do, please leave it in the comments. I would love to hear what your experience is with those types of things. And as always, if you liked today's lesson, please like and subscribe below. If you have any topics you would like me to cover, leave it in the comments, or you can always email me at secretballetcoach@gmail.com. Until next time, keep it on the QT.